Welcome to the Steady Steps Weekly Digest, where we review the key ideas from our social media channels to help you build a life of confident movement. I'm Alice, and this week we're talking about a 360-degree view of stability. We're joined by Chris to help us break it down. Welcome, Chris.
Great to be here, Alice. This is a big topic, and it's one that's so often misunderstood.
It really is. I think when people hear the word balance, they immediately picture someone standing perfectly still on one leg. But that's not the full picture, is it?
Not at all. That's what we'd call static balance. But our daily lives are full of movement. The much more critical skill is dynamic balance, the ability to control your body's momentum as you move through space.
That makes so much sense. We're always walking, turning, maybe stepping off a curb unexpectedly. That's where balance really counts.
Exactly. Biomechanists actually describe human walking as a constant series of controlled and recovered falls. Your body is constantly managing instability, and the data is clear. The vast majority of falls happen while we are moving, not when we're standing still.
So if the risk is in the movement, the training needs to be in the movement too.
That's the key takeaway. You need to train for those real-world scenarios. Practice reactive movements like quick steps in different directions. That's what teaches your brain and body to respond quickly and effectively when it really matters.
So the first pillar of stability is to think beyond standing still and embrace dynamic training. But Chris, everyone's body and situation is different. How does someone know where to start?
That's a fantastic question, Alice, and it leads right into the second pillar. Understanding your unique risk profile. A one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work because the reason one person feels unsteady might be totally different from another.
It could be leg strength, but it could also be things like vision, medication side effects, or even just a fear of falling.
Precisely. That's why a holistic assessment is the most important first step, and it can start with 3 simple but very powerful screening questions. Number 1, have you fallen in the past year? Number 2, do you feel unsteady when standing or walking? And number 3, do you worry about falling?
And I want to emphasize that if your answer is yes to even one of those, it's not a reason to be alarmed. It's a reason to feel empowered. It's the starting signal that it's time to take a closer look and build a plan that's targeted to your specific needs.
Especially that last question about worry. A worry about falling is a major risk factor in itself because it can lead to people becoming less active, which in turn can make them weaker over time. Answering yes is the first step toward building not just your body, but your confidence.
Okay, so we have dynamic movement and personalized assessment. But there's a third piece to this puzzle that happens outside our bodies, in the world around us.
Right. The third pillar is managing your environment. You can think of staying upright as a constant contest between your body's capacity and the demands of your environment. Things like uneven sidewalks, poor lighting, or just being distracted.
Or a wet, rainy day.
That's the perfect example. Let's talk about physics for a second. On a wet or icy surface, the friction between your shoes and the ground is compromised. When that happens, a slip can become physically unavoidable, no matter how strong or well-balanced you are.
That's a powerful thought. It's not about clumsiness, it's just physics. So what are the actionable steps we can take?
It comes down to 2 simple strategies. First, optimize your footwear. Always choose shoes with good slip-resistant soles. That is your first line of defense. Second, manage your attention. When you're moving, especially in a tricky environment, try to focus just on your path. That helps your brain notice and react to hazards before they become a problem.
Dynamic movement, knowing your personal risk, and controlling your environment. It's a comprehensive approach that builds true, real-world stability. This has been incredibly insightful, Chris.
My pleasure. These small, mindful choices really do make a world of difference.
That's our overview for this week. Thanks for listening. Stay steady.